Hello everyone, I am Vaidehi, Red Team Intern Trainee of R-16 batch in CyberSapiens United LLP. Today we'll discuss about what is SQL Map. So SQL Map is an open source tool. Open source tool means it is publicly accessible tool. It is available free of cost. SQL Map is a Python based tool. Python based tool means any system that supports Python language can use SQL Map tool. So SQL Map tool, it will detect the SQL injection vulnerabilities. Later, it will help to exploit those SQL injection vulnerability. So it acts as a penetration testing tool. So we can see the interface of SQL Map tool here. So here the version of the SQL Map will be given. So here it is revealing the sensitive information of a particular database. Next, let us see what are the features of SQL Map. So the first one is the database management system support. SQL Map will support different types of database management systems such as MySQL, Oracle. So these are the modern database management systems this tool supports. There are various types of SQL injection techniques which I will discuss further, but these are some of the Boolean based, error based, stat queries, union query, out of band. So these are some of the SQL injection techniques to which the SQL Map tool can be used. So hacker will use it to enumerate the password hashes, the database names, tables, columns from the database. So these purpose the hacker will use this tool. Next we will see the uses of SQL Map. So the uses of SQL Map are, from the attacker's perspective, we have these uses. So he can retrieve the database name, table, column, so gain the full system information. So by gaining this information, he can escalate the vulnerability further in order to gain access to the system. For a defender, it is important to pen test the web application and check the security of the web application server and the database. So SQL Map, it is also used to crack the weak passwords. It is done using dictionary attack. So dictionary attack means different types of password combinations will be checked for a particular hash value in the database. So if it is not having any good strong encryption techniques used, so then the weak passwords can be cracked. So these are the uses of SQL Map. Let us see the installation of SQL Map in Kali Linux. So actually SQL Map comes pre-installed with the Kali Linux. So sudo apt update is a command which we can use to update our Kali Linux. Later we have to use a command called as sudo apt install SQL Map. So this will help us to install the SQL Map tool. Later we have to use SQL Map -h. So this -h, it is used to view the options available in the SQL Map. So whatever options which are used in the SQL Map as a command, so these can be used or it can be viewed using this particular command. So there are some basic commands of SQL Map. There are plenty of SQL Map commands, out of which I have listed some of the basic commands. So first we have to give SQL Map -u. Later we have to specify the URL here. So after URL in the first command I have given -dbs. It means database name. Later we have to give -u with the cookie option. So cookie will comprises the PHP session ID with the cookie numbers. then the URL. So the third command gives the information about the data. So with the data, we have to specify the username parameter, then the password parameter. So after using these two parameters, we will get the information about the username as well as the password information. So it can be any admin user also. So SQL map -u -d database -t table name -- columns. So this particular fourth command will give the details about the database name, table name as well as the columns. So this is about the basic commands. Now let us see the live demo. So whatever live demo I am showing, it will be on the DVWA. So DVWA is nothing but damn vulnerable web application. So this particular damn vulnerable web application is purposefully kept vulnerable in order to check the or perform the different types of web application vulnerabilities. So here we will demonstrate the SQL injection using the SQL map. Okay, SQL map as well as this particular DVWA lab. So DVWA lab has a database. So we are going to retrieve the information of this DVWA database by connecting this DVWA with the SQL injection with the help of Docker. So here we can set the DVWA security. Here there is low, medium and high options we can set. So here we can give the SQL query particularly to get the sensitive information. So let us see the live demo. Before seeing the live demo, let us see what is SQL injection first. So SQL injection is nothing but it is a code injection technique in which it will destroy the database. Okay, what and all it will destroy or what it can do, that we can see here particularly. First of all, there will be a particular table here. So this is a table. Okay, this is a table present in the database. Its name is customers. So it has a particular columns such as customer ID, customer name, contact name. So these are the columns here. So each column will have a value. Unique values will be there. So this will be retrieved when we write a SQL query. So the hacker will generate a SQL query in such a way that the database will reveal the sensitive information which was unintended, okay, which is not supposed to be displayed. So that is given in the particular SQL injection technique. Now let us see what are the types of SQL injection. So first one is a inbound SQL injection. So inbound SQL injection means attacker will use the same channel to do the attack and gain information. So error based and union based are the two types of inbound SQL injection. So error based SQL injection, here the message produced here is error message. Okay, so union based SQL injection means here we will use a union operator. Here we can see a union operator. Let me show you. So this is a union operator which will be used. So it will retrieve the column name from a table 1 combining with the results of column name from the table 2. So this is nothing but a union based SQL injection under inbound SQL injection. Next is the inferential or a blind based SQL injection. So inferential or a blind based SQL injection has further classified into two types, that is a Boolean and time based SQL injection. Boolean based SQL injection means here we use the logical gates. Okay. Then here we use time based. Time based means here we use sleep command. Sleep command which makes the database wait for some seconds before it can react. Next is out of band SQL injection. Out of band SQL injection means here the attacker will use one channel to perform the attack and use another channel to gain the information. That is nothing but outbound SQL injection. So we have understood what is SQL, what is the SQL syntaxes, what are the types of SQL injection. So now let us see the live demo of it. So I'm gonna open the virtual machine. Under that I'm gonna use Kali Linux. So here, before showing the commands to be executed in the Kali Linux, I want to show the some commands which I have used to install the Docker and the SQL map. So these are the commands I have used to install the SQL map. So this is the command I am using to install the Docker. So Docker will help me to connect the DVWA lab with the SQL map tool. So first let us open the terminal. So let us log in as a root user. We have to launch a command of Docker. So this is the Docker run command. So here it is running in a port 8080. So which is connecting the DVWA lab. So let us press enter. So it will start the MariaDB database server with the MySQLDB. So once the server for the database has started, we will go to the Firefox. So in Firefox, let us open something called, in the URL field we have to type this particular IP address. This is a loopback address. So it will give us the DVWA login page. So we have to specify the username as admin. We have to specify the password as password. So it will lead me to one of the create reset database option. So again we have to log in here. So this led to me the web application vulnerability options here. So first one is the let us see about the SQL injection. So let us type any random user ID which we want to retrieve. So let us press Ctrl Shift I in order to view this. So here we can see that whatever we have submitted here 1, 2, 3, that is obtained here. So here we can see the cookie information. Now let us copy this. So particularly we have to copy this URL in the field. Okay, let us open one more terminal. We will run the SQL map. So SQL map -h will give the options. There are plenty of options. Now let us run the command SQL map -u for URL. So let us paste whatever we have copied. So it gives us the copied ones. Next let us copy the cookie information. So we have to paste it under the cookie parameter. So everything should be in the double quotes itself. we have set the security to low. So we will specify as security set to low. So after that we can give any command such as hyphen table. Let us see what will retrieve. So it's showing ambiguous option. So let us try again. We have to specify as tables. So it will give us the following tables here. So this is the DVWA database, name of the database, which will contain the two tables, that is particularly guest book and the user table. So users table and guest book. So it has a particular information schema which is comprising of 78 tables. Along with this, we can give an option called as columns. So it will retrieve the columns of the particular tables like guest book and users. So here we are interested in the password field. So let us see what we'll get from the passwords. So we are going to get like this, but we have to mention some hashes here first of all. So let us use some commands. So let us use something like tables, something like columns, -t for tables. Then we will use batch. So this particular batch is used in order to avoid some yes or no questions. Okay, so here it is giving some columns of the particular user table. Okay, now let us use another one command, that is dump -t users -batch. Okay, so it's gonna retrieve me through the dictionary attack. Particularly, it's gonna reveal some passwords. So these are the passwords revealed from the hashes. So you can see the user ID, user, these are the passwords. So this is particularly done by the dictionary attack. Okay. So this is also giving the versions. So DVWS version 1.6.11. Okay. So thank you guys. That's all.